Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I want to say a very big shout out to every one of you for all the support, all the love you all give me. I am truly grateful, and you all are super awesome. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking something that I really found very weird and crazy. And people are going to say that there is no systemic racism. And someone is going to tell me, stop talking about it so it can go away. Someone is also going to tell me that it's been a long time, it happened, don't talk about it. It is still happening. Slay and bury is still going on. Because I don't see how something like this will happen, and the person that did it is out there living her best life. And this is about a white woman, Judge Donna Scott. What she does is illegally kidnap black kids. Why? Because she feels like there are threats or something in order to save human race. And the only people she sought to kidnap are black kids, people's children. And I am going to say, please, black parents, please watch your kids. I am pleading with you. Make sure you know where your kids are at every point in time. Watch them like they are all you've got, please. Because this kind of story is very horrifying. Stay glued to the screen. Let me roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up, let me roll the clip.
As always, I did my research, so you won't have to. I am so unhappy to introduce Judge Donna Scott Davenport. She was the presiding judge over the Rutherford County Juvenile Court System in Tennessee. Starting back in the 1990s, Judge Donna Scott Davenport decided that she was going to start arresting black children solely for committing no crime at all. You heard me, no crime at all. Let's get into how she did it, shall we? Back in the 1990s, Judge Davenport came up with the True Threat Policy because she considered the black children in her community to be a true threat that needed to be stopped to save the human race. She considered herself carrying out God's mission by getting the black children in the community off the streets for no crime at all, just because they were black. How the process worked was that when a black child was seen by a police officer, they were immediately arrested, taken into custody, brought before Mrs. Davenport, and she would charge them with a crime that did not actually exist. She did this to over 1,500 black children in Rutherford County, Tennessee. 46% of the juveniles arrested were black, even though they only make up 15% of Rutherford County. Back in 2016, she arrested 11 black children and charged 10 of them for, get this, not breaking up a fight. One of the laws she made was the criminal responsibility for conduct of one another, which is not a freaking law at all. Check the facts. She made up her own laws as a judge. She bragged about this on her monthly radio show, calling herself the mother of the county, saying how she was saving all the Tennessee residents from these black children, again, carrying out God's mission. She was also a law professor at Middle Tennessee State University, where she was teaching other people these same policies that she created. Even though she committed the heinous crime of arresting over 1,500 black children illegally, she was given no jail time. She was never taken to court for this. Nothing happened. Get this, she was actually allowed to remain the juvenile judge. She wasn't fired. She wasn't let go. She kept her position. Her only consequence was to pay the state of Tennessee $11 million for her wrongdoings. And out of that money, $7.5 million went to the 1,500 children, which was only a whopping $5,000. And get this, they didn't just immediately get the money. The children are responsible to go file a settlement claim in order to receive the funds. Their lives were only worth $5,000? I wish this story ended differently. However, it doesn't. She was allowed to retire back in 2022. She got her retirement pay. Nothing ever happened to her. She never admitted to any wrongdoing. Again, because in her mind, she was carrying out God's mission of cleaning up the black children off the streets and basically putting them into slavery. Here's her statement about her retirement. Let's read together, shall we? After prayerful thought and talking with my family, I have decided not to run for re-election after serving more than 22 years on the bench. I will always look back at my time as a judge as one of the greatest honors of my life. And I am so proud of what this court has accomplished in the last 2 decades and how it has positively affected the lives of young people and families in Rutherford County. I wish my successor the best and hope that this job provides them the same fulfillment that it has provided me over the years. Arresting black children provided her happiness, and she is so proud of continuing slavery.
I am not going to lie, this is pure slavery. And she used church to cover up. And like I keep saying, you see, judgment is going to start in the house of God. It's also in that Bible you read. It is going to start from the house of God. Because the people that call God, God, God are the real evil. Arresting young kids. Arresting black kids. Because what? They are a threat. I mean, you see Tennessee, the things I have heard that happened or that is happening in Tennessee, that place is no way. What did I just watch? And she is moving freely. You see the Jim Crow that we talked about some time ago, the truth is that it's already like, it's been resurfacing slowly. And before we know what is going on, because this is pure slavery. That is what it is. Step to the screen. Let me roll the stitches. Let's see what people are saying about it. So straight up, let's get into it.
$11 million for her wrongdoings.
Over 1,500 children were incriminated for their wrongdoings, crimes that they didn't commit. The judge was just given the authority to create our own laws and take these young, innocent black children off the streets. Out of $11 million, only $5,000 was allotted to the children that they had to file a settlement for in order to even get. This is the bullshit that drives me crazy. They are given the authority to take the lives of young, innocent children. As a black mother who has children, I have an issue with this. And she just gets to retire like nothing ever happened. Must be nice.
As always, I did my research, so you won't have to. I am so...
Go back and watch her video. And tell me that systemic racism doesn't exist. Tell me again how Christianity inspires moral behavior. Because it doesn't. Almost every single hate group recognized by the Southern Poverty Law Center identifies as Christian. The KKK, Proud Boys, and other white supremacy groups identify as Christian. So tell me again how Christianity inspires moral behavior. Because it never has. Christianity has always had, for 2,000 years, the attitude of us versus them. People that were different were ousted, were outed, and attacked, and murdered, and genocided. Fuck out of here.
As always, I did my research, so you won't have to. I am so.
All right, just real quick. You know what's weird? That lady looks like a teacher I used to have. And I think it's interesting. I had a teacher who used to say that, she used to say the worst things about black kids. And it's not like I lived in an urban area or anything like that. There's seriously like 3 of us total in our class. And out of the 3 of us, I was the only one that lasted the longest, and I still managed to get kicked out of her class. Sasso, I'm gonna say her name. Yeah, Sasso. Moon Valley High School. That teacher, she loved like kicking students from other races out of her classroom. Because even if you were white, but if you were an immigrant white, she kicked you out. Like, she thought of every excuse she could to kick you out of your class. And even if you had an A in her class, when she kicked you out of class, you now are failing that class. And the problem was not like today. So today you have computer. So if your teacher's changing grades, it's documented. You can see that she changed her grades. But back then, the teachers would write their grades down. So at any point, your teacher can say, you could have had a progress report that shows you were an A, but by the time you got kicked out of class, you were failing her class, even though your test scores were above normal. And it was a huge issue. But it reminds me, that's what this lady reminds me of. The complications of trying to prove your innocence with somebody who is supposed to be helpful and not hindrance. People believe a judge. People believe a teacher. So when our kids get in trouble, and this is documented, you can look it up. So when our kids get in trouble, or you yourself had got in trouble, our parents or ourselves naturally will say, well, you were acting up for the teacher. Not really thinking that maybe this teacher is just like this lady. Making up rules. Figuring out ways to get you to perform the least. To make you not want to be in her class. I'm just saying, watch your kids.
So this is all we got from the stitches, and yeah. So all like she said, like I said before, I mean, you really got to be very careful. Know where your kids are. Watch your kids, because that doesn't mean that something like it is still happening. This one is that we are able to know what happened. Some people are still doing it, and it happened. Some kids are going missing, and some were not found. So this is just to let you know that sometimes when something happens, not like people don't know what is going on. They do know what is going on. Some kids just will disappear, and the parents will start mourning. And they said there is no rest and sleep. How are you going to tell me that? Thank you all so much for all your support. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.